Alright, we've wrapped up Unit 2. You're getting ready for a concept check here in a little bit, I hope. And so, again, like I did with Unit 1, we've seen some different situations we need to enter in, type them into Connexus, and on this concept check, you're going to have to type some answers in. So I'm going to just review a couple things with you. Now here's number 1. We saw that last unit, so I'd like it just to refresh your memory, type that in. Excuse me, I'm not going to do it. But if you need to review, you can go back, watch that video in Unit 1. Okay, but so type that in. Not too big a deal, hopefully. And so number 2. Now this is if we're verifying an identity, and you're going to need to. And you need to show all your steps. Okay, so there's a couple options for you. Either you can type it right into Connexus, kind of like I'm going to show you. Or if you want to just do it out on paper, show all your steps, take a picture of it. You can insert an image from your computer right here if you click this guy. Okay, so that might even be nicer for you, but it's up to you if you want to type it out or insert an image. Now remember, when I click this equation editor, it's going to come up and kind of take up a lot of the screen, so write this down before you go type it in. Okay, so write it down. So I've got it in front of me, so I'm going to go ahead and enter it in. And so we've got cosine x plus tangent x sine x, and notice it's kind of nice having x's instead of thetas. It's just a little quicker. Cosine x plus tangent x sine x equals, so now we're going to be just showing all our steps in the process. Remember, very important when we're verifying identities. So cosine x plus sine x divided by cosine x. I basically turned tangent into sine over cosine there. Times sine x equals, so again, each equal is just kind of breaking up the steps that we do. Cosine, notice how I do this one. I'm just going to use my caret from my keyboard. You can go, there are exponents. If you want to go into here, you can do this exponent guy, but I'll just do the caret, it's quicker. So cosine squared, notice how I put that in, divided by cosine x plus sine squared x divided by cosine x equals, now I'm going to do a parenthesis here, sine squared x plus cosine squared x all over cosine x. And notice the reason I did parentheses there was so that the sine squared and cosine squared would both be in my numerator. Equals 1 divided by cosine x, of course sine squared plus, I got a W in there, cosine x. Sine squared plus cosine squared is 1, that's where that came from. And that equals secant x. So again, there's the whole process, kind of showing my steps. Okay, let's go look at the next one. So we start doing some of these different identities. We get some pretty funky looking answers as we do these exact values. So let's go look at how to type that in. It's not too bad. You could probably just figure it out yourself. But we've got a square root. Now I've got a couple things in the numerator, so I'm going to use parentheses. So square root 5 minus square root 7, close that off, divided by 3. Notice how there's no parentheses on top, and it wouldn't hurt anything if there was. But that's why I use parentheses. Okay, and it matches. Now, very last one, I've got something under a radical. In fact, a radical under a radical. That's why I want to show you how to do this one. So square root, now do parenthesis, if we've got multiple things under the radical, 2 minus, now I've got another square root, 2, notice how that shows up, and let's just close that off there, and that is all over 2. And notice how it matches, okay? So practice those so you're comfortable typing these different symbols, and I'd hate for you to, solve it correctly and then you don't know how to put your answer in and show me.